because Magnus, he has more than 50 points in total on the standings and is in first place. And he is playing against none other than Simon Williams, GingerGM. This is a friend of ours, David.
Exactly, a friend of ours, a friend of the channel, Take. He's been a commentator many times. Magnus smiling, they actually have the exact same birthday. They were both born on 30th of November. So coming up, they'll be both celebrating. But in the meantime, it's Magnus playing the Dutch defense as black. He probably played this because that's the opening that Simon Williams is most famous for. He's created several video courses, books on the dangerous Dutch, the daring Dutch, and Magnus pushing his pawn forward to f5, kind of honoring that. This is going to be a lot of fun to watch. GingerGM, Simon Williams, has a fierce attacking style, pushing forward with g4 already. Let's see whether he can break through. He's already better against Magnus Carlsen.
Wow.
Would you say it's an honor or an insult to play people's own openings against them?
It's, I would say, an honor. It's kind of a friendly joke. They know each other, so they know there's no ill spirit. And there we see GingerGM, Simon Williams. Just like magic, he appears.
Let's see if he's saying anything smart.
Play c4, or do I not play c4? Now, I'm not so sure. Now, he wants maybe to castle this way.
It seems like he's really like deep in the analysis. He's taking this opening very seriously.
Yeah, both players streaming their thoughts. I will say that Simon, his mouse speed is not the best. He will be the first to acknowledge that.
What would you give him in the time management department?
40 something maybe.
Ooh.
I don't know. He's I think he's a great attacking player. Normally he tries to keep a bit of time up his sleeve for later. Try to keep a bit of a time bank, but against Magnus, it's going to get complicated. You have to spend a lot of time, so I think Magnus becomes a big favorite if it gets down to the 1-2 minute mark. But so far, he's done everything right, Simon. He's put a knight in the center, nicely secured by a pawn and a bishop. He, of course, plays the Dutch defense as black, therefore he probably knows how to fight against it with white. So Magnus kind of playing this kind of inside joke is a bit of a high-risk strategy.
Yeah. And it's interesting, Aslak, because the players, a lot of them are streaming, and that is because there's also a prize that you get in this tournament for the highest performance by somebody who is broadcasting and streaming the tournament. So lots of players are doing it. Do you think it's difficult to kind of play a game at your best while you're explaining your thoughts to people?
Probably, but at the same time, maybe it's quite a bit of a relief that they can think out loud for once. Because when they sit by the chess table, they probably don't want to say, oh, I'm going to do this next. I hope he doesn't do this. So maybe there's something called, I think it's called a rubber duck theory in programming. I'm not a programmer, so programmers will have to correct this, but if you find something really confusing, then you bring a rubber duck and you try to explain every part of the code to it. So maybe they get some clarity just by saying it out loud.
And maybe that's why Simon Williams, we saw his profile picture earlier, it was a rubber duck.
Oh,
so he knew that. He,
it's
all part of the
it's coming together.
And in the meantime, slightly better now for Magnus Carlsen, and that is because white has some ugly doubled pawns, isolated pawns as well. And long-term, Magnus should be doing well. So he just needs to survive. I'm expecting the black queen to come out. And just like we heard Simon say, the black king is probably going this direction, probably going towards the left, where it looks nice and safe.
I'm trying to understand Magnus's like facial expression. He's not saying that much. He seems to be very like in a thinking mood, and he's spending quite a bit of time here. Let's see what he says.
Maybe I'm not. Maybe I am. We'll see.
What do we think he was considering there? If his position is okay, maybe I'm good, maybe I'm not?
Exactly. It's the typical chess player, like false modesty. You pretend you don't know what's going on, but actually you've got it all covered. Magnus brings out his queen. I think he just was debating whether to play a safer move. He could have chosen another square, but he wanted to go hunting for this pawn. So Simon defends it. And now both kings are going to go over to the left. And Simon now doing quite well. Watch out, there's a knight fork in the air. If the knight lands here, it will be attacking multiple pieces.
Oh, and that's something that Magnus has to handle. And now they both castled to the left, or the long castle. So then that feels like the attack will kind of die down a little bit, the attacking style of this game.
Yeah, and that's not good news for Simon, who wins, I think, 90% of his games by a direct attack against the enemy's king. He hates to grind out. He hates the long battles. Surprising move from Magnus. Just moves his bishop out the way. Loses a bit of time. That gets blocked. We see a knight trade. And rubber duck time.
Yay! And we can also notice that Hikaru has already won his second game and now has 2 out of 2 possible points. And that was a very quick win.
Very, very quick win from Hikaru. And that's the first big blunder of the game, the first mistake. Simon couldn't defend this pawn. It's attacked twice. We see him frozen there in fear because the black bishops are coming. And there we go. Magnus now a clear pawn to the good. Clear pawn up. Should be enough to win.
Magnus winning already against his well-known friend here. And Simon with this background and this pose. I think that sums it up nicely.
He's been managing time well, though. They're equal. So you might have to adjust that time management card a little.
Yeah, like he's okay. It's kind of until he gets down to 1 minute, Simon. But then he panics, I think, and yeah, he tends to not enjoy those time scramble moments.
We have another forced move, it seems.
En passant. Come on, Simon. You have to. You're honor bound. He doesn't want to.
Hey, look at his face. Let's hear what he says. Okay, maybe we can't hear what he says right now as he is frozen, but we will see what move he makes very soon. But it's also interesting that here they're playing without increment, so they don't get any extra time for making moves. So whatever time you spend, you're never getting that time back. And that means that it's exciting even when the bar at the top, the evaluation bar, says it's massively better for Magnus. He does have less than 2 minutes, so anything can kind of happen.
Yeah, and in the meantime, he did play en passant, Simon, and it was actually a mistake. And that's an even bigger mistake, allowing some exchanges. Simon wants to bring his queen forward to hit the black king, but there's no backup. There's no support for that queen. The black king will just slide across to a really safe square. And now we see Magnus grab a second pawn, massively better. Simon's face tells the whole story because the black queen defends her rook. And when the black king slides across, everything's safe, everything's covered, 2-pawn advantage. 42nd advantage now, and I think unfortunately for Simon it was going so well, but it has fallen apart just the last 5-6 moves. There we go, the black queen now will swoop back and defend, trying a last trick. Simon Williams. It's
Transforming himself back into the duck.
exactly, evolving. It's like a Pokemon. The ginger duck. And here Magnus, he's just shutting the door. He's doing Magnus things. He knows he's done the hard work. And there we go. Simon resigns. A bit of a grimace on his face, but he did try. He gave Magnus a scare, but not enough.
Not enough. So Magnus moves to 2 out of 2, just as we saw that Hikaru had done. And let's see if they're in